See these laser beams, you want to run through them and not let them run through you. So tip number 1 is to know your enemies. If you have people coming up with a melee, then use a melee back. But if you've got skeletons that are far away or really powerful creatures that are far away, then use your arrows. For example, for a skeleton there, I'll just take it out from a distance, no problem at all. If we've got a melee character like this guy here, just use your melee, and then again here. Arrows are very important in the game, so save them when you can. So tip number 2 is not just to pile into any old crowds. I'm going to put my mushroom on. I'm just going to take on all these guys. Come on here, you. I'm on the easiest level possible. I use my LB. Sometimes you just don't have a chance, so don't just rush in and pile in. Especially once you've died, you know what you're going to encounter. So then you can take your time, for example. Put my arrow on. My extra power. Just take your time. Stand at a distance. Then come and get you slowly. Take them one at a time if needs be. Walk back. Bring him to you. Got some souls now so I can power up. So you just take the crowd slowly, a bit at a time. So I've got my B coming back, so put my arrow on, B, take out as much as you can. Always use melee over arrows if you can, but this guy's a bit tough, it's stunned, so I'm okay. Skeletons, you want an arrow if you can. And again, another skeleton. So that was that crowd, just taken down bit by bit. So don't just pile in and get 10 people on you, just wait. Walk back if you need to and just take them one at a time. Not only will you make it easy for yourself, but you'll also get all your items through the cooldown, so you can use them a lot more, many more times. So tip number 3 is to know your gear. So if we look on our inventory, different people will like the different attributes. Now I always like the firework arrow if I have arrows. Now if I'm mid-game and have run out of arrows, there's no point having this here. You get the odd one to fire. So I would swap that for my wolf. So I either go with wolf or arrow, depending on how many arrows I have. For example, like this. I love the soul amulet because that's extra health, and I love the mushroom because you can just go in there and sort of take out as many people as you can. So for offense, go with arrows, soul, and mushroom. These are the ones I like, and I know you might like the other ones better. As you'll see, I won't have them in my inventory because I've sold them all, but these are what I want. Now don't forget, there's ones that use on a cooldown. There's also one with souls. So if you're not going to face a lot of people, so for example, if you're just up against the bad guy at the end and it's just him, you don't really want any souls in here. So this middle one, again, I'd swap out for the dog. Or for something useful. If there's no bad guys apart from the one you're fighting, there's no point having the souls in there. Use it up and then swap it out. One other thing to notice is things like your armour can give you extra things. This wither armour gives you 3% life steal. Now like this, so you can actually, if you're running out of health and you've used your amulet and your potion, you can actually just wander off, take out a couple of people on the quiet, and that'll boost your health by 3% of their power. So I do like this one. I'm very get as much health as you can in a game type player, so I've got the wither armour or the souls, which helps give you your health back, and LB whenever I need it. So know your equipment. Tip 4, and this is quite a cheeky one really, is sometimes play the level but don't play it to win it, just play it to get the goodies. So this is the hardest level I can go on at the moment. If I select this, let's go on to hard. Now I'm only using a 28 power person, but the recommended power is 62. Now I can go on and play this. It takes a bit of time, but as soon as somebody drops something, you know it's going to be good gear. So you can play levels on really hard. You probably won't get to the end, but if you can open a chest or kill a pig, you're going to get something drop that's really going to help you out. So play hard. You don't actually have to play to win sometimes. Once your power is up, then you can play it properly. But play as hard as you can, on the highest level you can, if you want some good drops. Alright, so I'm just coming up to my last tip now, and sometimes, and it's probably the one you find most boring, is just have to wait. So I've just come out of a big battle, and I've got no firework arrow. I've got some souls, so I'll use those. But I've got no LB or mushroom either, so I've just backed off here. I'm just going to wait for a few moments, wait for my LB to come back into play. And then I can either refill and wait for my next LB, or just to go with nearly full health. Because I've got souls, I've got the first bit here. So just wait. So now I've got everything on. So I've got arrows, I've got amulets, I've got mushroom, and I have got my LB and full health. So now I can carry on. So my last tip is just sometimes you just have to wait. Right, so my last tip is how to beat the bad guy. The first thing is that you need to save your arrows. I've got 404 here. The first few times I've tried this, I had no arrows left or very few, and there's no way you can win on just melee. So first of all, we're going to take on the Arch Illager. So what I've done is I've waited and waited. So I've got my full power, and I've got my mushroom I can use, and my X, and I've also got my amulets. So I've left this on because there's lots of people to get rid of on this. So every time you get someone, you can quickly tap Y because there's no real cooldown on it, and just keep your health up. So keep your health up as much as you can. So take out these people. Avoid these nasty pink things that are coming at you. Just walk around. It doesn't take much, but you can see just keep refueling your health. So my LB's just been used. So I've got to wait for that. Because it's a boss guy, you can't really go off and hide. But to be honest, the Arch Illager isn't the difficult part of this here. So we'll just wait this through. So when you can get close to him, you know, if you've got your mushroom on and your arrow, then just take him out with those. So I'm just waiting here now. See what he's doing. So my mushroom's back on, just waiting for my arrow. So it doesn't hurt to wait. He's going to throw a few things at me. Now I've got my arrow and my mushroom, so I can just pile into him. Sometimes you get lucky and you get a couple of them. I've got some more bad guys now to take out and to get my health back up. So it doesn't matter if you've got a lot of lives left. You know, don't be scared to lose a life if it means that you're going to do some serious damage to the person. Although really you want to save as many lives as you can for the last guy. So as you can see, he's 2/3 down already. I've got my arrow ready. So mushroom and arrow and bang. Just keep going in as many times as you can. Full health again. Here come the other bad guys. So fuel up as much as I can. A bit of an amulet there. So take these guys. These guys are so much easier. It gives you the souls that you need to get your power back. So my amulet's really underpowered, to be honest, but it still does enough here. So again, I've got my arrow and I've got my mushroom. Use them in tandem. Bang, he's gone. So then here comes the harder person. The main thing to know about the harder person is get your arrows on. Get your powerful arrows on as much as you can. What you're doing is just keep going into them. And see these laser beams, you want to run through them and not let them run through you. If they go through you, they do some serious damage. Now when these dudes come on, just move out of the way. Get your arrow on, just keep firing the arrow in as much as you can. The arrows do a lot of damage. Now see that you run through it. Need to power up here. You see actually running through it only does a tiny bit of damage. That's what seriously got me the first few times. Again, fire out as many arrows as you can. Use your powers as soon as they come up. Here comes the laser beams. So run through it. I've got the mushroom on, so I can power this up here. Struggling for health now. But I say we've got him down to 2/3 in one life. Say there's no thing here, so I know I'm going to be a bit doomed. But I say we've got 2/3 in one go. So we've got plenty of lives left. So quickly wait here. Make sure I've got everything on. There's no point having the amulet on. Really, I should have spawned my dog here just to help, because the amulet's a bit pointless because there's no other souls to collect. When the beams come, just run through them if you can't dodge them. So running through them does a bit of damage, but not as much as the rest. And I say the powered up arrow and the mushroom soon takes him out there. So, so the top tips are: keep your arrows, wait as much as you can if you need to. Take out the souls to power up, but this is the end credits if you want to see them. But so the key two things to this last guy is as many arrows as you can. Get your explosive arrows on and your mushrooms on for both for long distance pain. Once they're on, you just go that you dodge the things that pop up the laser beams. And when he's doing his circular one, if you're stuck in a gap, instead of letting the beams come to you, you run through the beams. You can even roll through them just to save damage. You don't take that much at all. So that is the best tips I can give. It's on Made for Kids, so unfortunately you can't comment. We do have a comments video you can find on our channel to pop a comment on if you want any help. But just a quick recap of the tips. First one is don't pile into a big crowd. Know your enemies, so take out skeletons and creepers from a distance. The rest try your melee. Save your arrows as much as you can. Know your gear, get the gear that you like. I love the mushroom, I love the explosive arrows, the dog if there's no arrows left, and the amulet, again I'll switch to the dog if there's no souls to gather. And the boring one really is wait. If you have to run off, get your health up. You've got unlimited potions, they're not going to run out, so just walk back and then you can regenerate. And finally, for the bad guy, save as many arrows as you can and run through those laser beams. And doing all that should help you with Minecraft Dungeons. So hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.